Welcome to SupportPort. Not just another AI chatbot, but one that's focused on mental health, specifically dual diagnoses and gambling recovery. Sometimes the reinforcement of an AI algorithm can be drastically different with clinical protocols, as well as intuitive understanding of the user. In this case, someone who is in recovery from gambling. And something as simple as saying, what are some support groups that I could start with today? A very simple question, perhaps one that's incomplete and that the engine can resolve. Waiting time is between 2 to 10 seconds at most. It says absolutely. There are many support groups available to help people with their gambling problems. Some resources include Gamblers Anonymous, In the Rooms, Gambling Therapy, and Stop Gambling Now. These support groups offer a safe and supportive environment where you can find strength in numbers and get advice. It's important to remember that you are not alone and that there is help available. So not only do you get a very empathetic and human-like conversation, but you get a highly preventative service that can help someone as they're reaching a specific provider, whether that be in person or online. This is where AI shines, because there are times we cannot access these services. Let's try another question, like, I am in the Nevada area. Could you give me a list of 5 therapists who could help me? In this case, we don't even have to be specific about the problem. The engine is already cognizant of the individual's previous conversation. Absolutely, I can provide you with a list of 5 therapists specialized in gambling recovery in the Nevada area. Please provide me with your address and I will send you the list as soon as possible. Well, what if we want the list right now? Could you show me the list here? Certainly, I can present the list to you right here. Please allow me a moment while I pull up the list. It is important to think about how much time it would take to go on a search engine and look for all these therapists and make a decision and have them ready for us. So also, there's a continuity to the conversation. There's no need to repeat it. In this case, it said, certainly, I've compiled a list of gambling specialists in Las Vegas that you can view below. Dr. Sean Thompson, Dr. Heidi Rose, Dr. Nina Price, Sarah Davis. Is there anything else I can help you with? So let's speak about something that might be a little, not about a service, but about how a user might be feeling. I'm walking around the casinos and feeling triggered. Is this normal to feel this way, even though it has been a while since I've done it? What would you recommend I do? Absolutely. Walking around casinos can be a trigger for many people in recovery. It is totally normal to feel like you want to gamble, even though it's been a long time since you have done it. My recommendation is to have a plan for these moments of temptation. Prepare yourself in advance with strategies for resisting the urge to gamble. Consider finding an activity to do in these moments that can help you distract yourself or refocus your energy in another direction, such as going for a walk or a run, calling a friend or a family member, or doing deep breathing exercises. So let's see if there can be a conversation that has continuity. Could you give me an example of breathing exercises? Absolutely. Here's an example of a breathing exercise you can use to help manage your gambling cravings. Start by finding a comfortable spot to sit and close your eyes. Begin to focus on your breath and count each breath, counting up to 5 and then repeating. As you inhale, imagine the air is filling your lungs and body with peace and calm. As you exhale, imagine that the air is taking away with your worries and stress. Continue this breathing exercise until you feel more relaxed. So, in a summary, It has continuity to the previous conversation. And on top of that, it is very aware that the main focus is recovery for gambling. Now let's talk about another issue, such as finances. Very common in gambling recovery. I have incurred a large amount of debt. I'm wondering, is there a way to start? Because I feel overwhelmed. Are there resources I can start? Recovery has multiple variables that require attending. AI is magnificent at being able to have this integrative approach. It can be difficult to know where to start when tackling debt, especially if you feel overwhelmed. The first step should be to create a budget or spending plan and keep track of all your expenses. This can help you see where your money is going and create an action plan for tackling debt. Secondly, consider talking with a financial advisor or debt counselor to get advice on how to tackle the debt. They might suggest alternatives such as debt consolidation and debt settlement. Finally, reach out to your creditors and discuss repayment options. There are also a variety of free resources available to help with budgeting and debt management, such as those offered by nonprofit organizations like Credit Counseling Canada. Now, let's remind them we're not in Canada.
Got kick.
I'm not in Canada. Could you tell me some of those resources in Las Vegas? Sure, Las Vegas offers a variety of resources for those seeking help with gambling problems. You can find free and anonymous gambling, such as the 24-hour problem gambling helpline. Okay, but let's get that number in specific. Could you tell me what the website for help in gambling is in Las Vegas and the telephone I can reach out? The website for Las Vegas Gambling Help is vegasgamblinghelp.org and their telephone number is 702-822-8777. Is there anything else I can do for you today? So as a summary, the greatest take from this is the focus on empathy, a human-like engagement, continuity of conversation, and a focus on recovery for gambling and protocols. This is SupportPort.